guys, today we're going to be doing a bronzy and glowy summer tutorial, so if you like what you see, keep watching. Okay, so I already have primer on. I've already done my eyebrows, so we're going to go and start on the eyes. We're going to start off by putting on the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer, and we're going to put this on the eyelids just to get rid of any discoloration. And we're gonna use the Beauty Blender to dab, dab, dab. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and use the Urban Decay Medium Warm Shade Powder Foundation, and we're gonna go ahead and set the eyes with this, and that's gonna help the eyeshadow blend easy. So I'm just gonna pick up any brush that I have and go ahead and set it in. That way there's no creases or anything. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and start with the eyeshadow. And today we're gonna be using the Naked Urban Decay eyeshadow palette. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the shade Faith, and that is gonna be our transition color. And you use transition colors for when you are building on the eyeshadow. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the transition shade. I'm gonna be using the Morphe brush M441, and this is a big fluffy brush, and it's gonna help me to blend out the transition color easily. And when you start, you're gonna start off with little circles, and in windshield wiper motions go back and forth, and you're gonna be holding your brush at the tip. That way it's very loose and you can easily blend it.
Back and forth, back and forth.
Okay, now we're gonna work on the other side. Small circles, windshield wiper motions, back and forth, this way, and this way. Really just wanna blend it all out. I'm gonna take the eyeshadow out all the way to the end of my eyebrow. When you first apply your eyeshadow, you really wanna put it on the crease first, and that's gonna help create the illusion that your eyes are bigger. And for the more gradient effect, we're gonna keep adding on darker and darker shades. Okay, so next we're gonna go in with it's a blending brush, but it's more tapered at the end, so that way we can build the next color, and I'm gonna be using shade Lockout. We're gonna put this more on the outer shape. So when you dip it into the shadow, you're just gonna tap off the excess, and then we're gonna start basically been doing the same thing. I'm gonna bring it back and forth. I'm gonna go back in just to make sure everything's blended. I'm gonna be using the same brush that I first began with the transition shade, and we're just gonna go back and forth, making sure it's all blended. So for the under the eye, we're gonna be using the same order of shades, and this is gonna help, again, build up the color. And we're gonna start off by using the Morphe E18 brush, and it's a little tiny blending brush specifically for under the eye. Tap off the excess, and when I'm applying this eyeshadow, I just look up all under the eye, and I kind of just bring it back up to where I had the shade on the lid. That way I know it's all gonna flow perfectly. So now we're gonna go in with a more dense brush. It's a pencil brush, and this is the M432, again with all the Morphe products. We're gonna go back in the shade Lockout, right underneath the eye as tight as you can, and notice how I'm holding the brush closer. That way I know exactly where it's gonna go. This is gonna give the illusion that I'm wearing eyeliner, but I'm not, so joke's on you. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and highlight the under the brow and in the inner corner. Okay, so we're just gonna use any small defined brush. We're just gonna go ahead and tap on the eyeshadow, and I'm using shade Blow and Pregame. I'm just mixing the two, Blow and Pregame. That's a really bad name. Naked is dirty. We're just gonna blend it out. Okay, so usually I just blend as much as I can so that way I know it all looks good. So after doing the under eye, I'm gonna go back in with the M441 and just blend it all together so I know there's no harsh lines. Okay, so we're gonna be using the Smashbox Kohl Liner in the shade Bear, and we're gonna go ahead and use this as our eyeliner for the bottom. This is really gonna make the eyes pop. Since it's a summer look, the white liner is just gonna make you look fresh, and it's gonna make you appear like you just woke up and you look beautiful. We're gonna put on some black eyeliner, and I use the Maybelline Eyestudio Gel. Okay, so usually when I'm doing eyeliner, I start off on the outer corner just to get that initial line. I just follow where my eye goes. Eyeliner is like the hardest thing for me to do. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with mascara. I'm gonna be using the Last Sensational Luscious Full Fan Effect by Maybelline.
You really just want to get every single lash because we're not putting on falsies.
Okay, so I'm just gonna wait to coat my lower lashes because I don't want it to mess up when I'm putting on my BB cream. So now with the face, I'm gonna be using the Mario Badescu. Sorry if I just butchered that. I'm gonna be using his or hers, I don't know. I'm gonna be using the rose water spray, and this is just gonna help to moisturize and hydrate the skin when I'm putting on foundation. Okay, where's my foundation? Okay, so for a summer look, we just want to keep it very natural, but we do want some coverage. So I'm gonna go in with the Garnier BB cream in medium/deep. So what I'm gonna do is just put a little bit on my hand. Oh! We're trying to make it look like we're not wearing makeup, as natural as possible. So this BB cream like really helps. Okay, so for the under the eye concealer, we're gonna go in with Tarte Shape tape in shade Tan. And I don't care where I'm going, I want full coverage under the eye. And since we already put on eyeshadow underneath, we're gonna have to be very careful. We're gonna go in with the damp beauty blender, dab that out and blend it out. Dab, 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 dab. Since the BB cream is already really dewy, I'm just gonna go ahead and dab out all the excess. I'm gonna go ahead and set the under the eye and the BB cream all with the Urban Decay setting powder. And I'm gonna be using a big fluffy brush just to get it all in there. It's Morphe E3. And we're just gonna set the whole face. You really wanna set the under the eye because you don't wanna get any creases throughout the day. Okay, we're gonna be using the MAC bronzing powder, and this has a little bit of shimmer in it, and yes, I've hit pan, but we're gonna go ahead and use it just so that we can get that summer glow that we want, and we wanna be very bronzy. This is in shade Refined Golden, and I'm gonna be using, I hate saying Morphe so many times, but I'm gonna be using the Morphe M523, and I really like this because it gets right in under the cheekbone. And we're just kind of gonna go all over because we just want to be bronzed and golden. Okay, we're just gonna keep going, keep going. We just want it all on. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the forehead. Really want to blend it all out. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and do it under the jawline. And even on my neck. We just want to be really bronzed. Okay, now I'm gonna do just the tip of my nose underneath. Okay, so to give some color on the cheeks, I'm gonna be using Laura Geller's Honeysuckle Blush. I'm just gonna be using Ulta's powder brush. Put the excess and put it right on the cheeks. Pretty blush. His mom's just gonna see it. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with some highlighter, and we're gonna be using Becca Cosmetics Champagne Pop by Jaclyn Hill. That's a mouthful. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put some highlight under the brow bone and in the inner corner again. So I'm gonna go ahead and put highlighter on, and I'm gonna be using the Bare Minerals blending brush. So I just wanna do it on the cheekbones again, right there. We're gonna be extra highlighted because the blush was super highlighted. I'm just really gonna put it on any high point that I have on my face. So once the sun hits my face, you'll be able to see the highlight. So above my eyebrows, we're gonna do the tip of my nose. And then once the product is off the tip of my nose, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it up on the bridge. Let's do above the lip. Oh yeah, my Cupid's bow. Okay, so for today's look, I'm gonna go ahead and do a nude lip. So I'm gonna be using Kylie Jenner's Exposed. I'm gonna use Urban Decay's Chill Setting Spray. Oh, that is wet. Okay, okay, okay. I forgot to do under the eye mascara. Okay, I'll put that on real quick. I gotta do it. Okay, now we're done. I'm gonna go ahead and curl my hair, and then I'll be right back. Thanks so much for watching, y'all. You can find the products that I'm using and my social media links down below. Bye, guys. Windshield wiper mode. Yes, that looks good. Make it nudie. Where's my lid? No, seriously, where's my lid? I'm gonna be using the Last Sensation. Turn that off!
Garnier.
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 Garnier.